Good morning, West Rock, seventh graders. By now, you've heard a lot about our Nature's Classroom field trip. We had our meeting on Wednesday. I know we didn't have a lot of opportunities for questions on Wednesday, so I wanted to open up the StreamYard today for some questions. But before we do that, I wanted to go over the handouts that you received. I know we handed them out at the end, so I just wanted that opportunity to go over them with you. If you see the one on the screen, this is the packet that you received that explains our field trip. It will be 3 days and 2 nights. We're going to Ivoryton, Connecticut to a place called Incarnation Camp. It's about an hour and a half away. We're going to leave Wednesday, October 25th at 7 a.m. Yes, that means you do need to have a ride here before 7 a.m., preferably 6:30, 6:45. And we're going to return on Friday at 3:30 after school gets out. So you will need a ride home then. It's going to be a great experience. I'm going to let Mr. Wojtek and Mr. Fox talk about that later. The cost is $350, and I'm going to show you where you can fill out if you're going to need any financial aid. So when you bring in these forms, if you choose to bring in the paper form, you can give it to your homeroom teachers, and then your homeroom teachers will give it to me along with your money. If you scroll through here, this just tells you a little bit about it from the Nature's Classroom team. There are a team of teachers that are up there that will be there in addition to the West Rocks teachers. So this talks about this. I'm sure you've read through this day. And then there is a permission slip at the end that you do need to fill out and bring back that was attached. Now, you also have the option of filling out this electronic permission slip from your parents. Your parents would fill this out. It was the QR code that was attached to the paper permission slip that you got. So if you fill out this electronic one, you don't have to fill out the paper one. I wanted to show you this important part down here. Bear with me, it's at the bottom. Because this tells you if you're paying the full payment of $350 on the day that you bring in your permission slip, you're going to have your parents click this box, okay? Checks are made out to West Rocks Middle School. If you need a payment plan, you need to bring in $50 the first time, okay? If we don't have a deposit of $50, we're not going to include you in the students that are going. Your second payment of $150 will be before October 6th, and then your final payment of $150 will be 2 weeks later. Now, if you do need financial aid with a payment plan, you would click this box right here. That would give you the $50 deposit, and then if you're requesting financial aid, I will contact your parents or guardians for you. Okay, and then I wanted to talk about one more thing, which is our popcorn fundraiser, which all of you have this link to as well, and you got a handout. This is a great fundraiser because you get to keep 50% of what you sell, the money that you sell, to go towards your price of the trip. So like I said on Wednesday, if you sell $700 worth of popcorn, you get to go on this field trip for free because 50% of $700 is $350. So that's where we are right now with that fundraiser. You can sign up right through here. There's a shop. I also have some brochures here if you wish to have one in color. You can come and see me and I can give you a color one, but everything is done online. Okay, at this time, I think we're going to open up the chat for some questions.
Oh, it's open.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'll lift up a couple of questions and then I'm going to turn it over in just a minute to Mr. Fox. I've been kind of answering it in the chat.
Oh, I see. Yes.
But Mr. Fox is going to end up doing what I'm going to start with in just a second. Thank you. I see Ms. Labadia's homeroom asked a few questions. Ms. Tassani's homeroom asked a few questions. Ms. Tukins asked a few questions. Great. We can do a combination. And if teachers want to just lift them up and make sure people are seeing it, if they have the same questions, that's fine too. If they want to type, and then Mr. Wojtek and Mr. Fox can do that as well, and kind of just talk through the day because one topic usually leads to another and then another. The most recent one you'll see is just the medicine one. I just want to make sure that the medical forms, there are separate medicine forms. Once you register for the trip, there'll be a separate form for all those who are registered for medicine, and we're going to have a separate meeting just for the people who are really going on the trip. There'll also be a parent meeting for everyone, and that'll be next week in the evening, the same night as the back to school bash next Thursday. That'll be a parent meeting. So a lot of this medicine, maybe your parents and guardians questions will be answered after registration forms and during a parent meeting the same night, right before the after back to school bash next Thursday evening. And I'm going to kick it over to Mr. Fox and Mr. Wojtek for our first question about Chromebooks and work. I already put in, and we said it last time, no electronics, including AirPods, phones, even for music, none of that. But the Chromebooks, do we have to bring Chromebooks to do homework? And I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm going to leave the screen, and I'll try to come back later. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. So one of the beautiful things about this is there's no homework at Nature's Classroom. So you're not in school, right? So you don't need to bring a Chromebook. If you want to bring a book to read or something independent, that's totally fine. But you're not going to be in school for 3 days, which is a pretty cool thing about this trip. If you're not going on the trip, the expectations you're in school for 3 days. So there's no need to bring a Chromebook or anything related to that. It's an electronic, so we're not going to have you have that. But if you want to bring something independently to read or like something to draw or something like that, that's totally fine.
There's no Wi-Fi and no signal anyway, so even if you did, you wouldn't be able to use it.
And that means your teachers won't have access to cell phones either. So we'll be right there along with you. It looks like Ms. Dosani asked if students can bring a Walkman, a cassette player. I don't think anyone has used a Sony Walkman since the 1980s.
I was going to say, if you have one, that's fantastic.
So I don't think we would have that problem. So even if you do, they are not allowed.
I see the question about the meals. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all in the cafeteria at Nature's Classroom. It really depends on the day. We do account for there are vegetarian options for people that don't eat meat. There are certain, obviously they take into account like nut allergies and other allergies you might have. But the food is really good objectively. I mean, like variety of things like chicken nuggets, tacos. Mr. Fox, I don't know if you remember anything else. I'm drawing a blank here.
It was a lot of cafeteria food. Chicken fingers, hamburgers one day, pasta.
And can students go back for seconds? I think that was a case, right?
Yeah, it's like a family style, if I remember correctly. Was it? No, I'm sorry. It's like a buffet style, but then it's a sharing aspect. I did see, can students bring? We encourage Uno or playing cards. That's one of the more fun things. Board games, that's great. That's like right before lights out. That's a really good opportunity to really competitive games of Uno and cards, which is great. So that's absolutely encouraged. Go ahead.
I saw there's a question from Ms. Stukins homeroom about how can I sell the popcorn? What if I do not make money selling popcorn? That is a great question. You don't have to sell the popcorn, but we would encourage you so you save money on your $350 fee. And if you are requesting financial aid, I will tell you to try to sell popcorn first as well. So you can do it. There was a handout that came with the popcorn. And if you need the handout again, or I can email you the website I can put it right here in the chat. I will put it. Oh, no, I can't put it in the chat. I'm sorry. I don't have access to do that. But anyways, I can email you the link again, or there was actually a QR code attached to one of the handouts that you received on Wednesdays, but you just go to this website and you register and you start selling it. It is a little pricey for shipping and handling. So if your parents want to take an order from a bunch of people and have it shipped to your house, that would save you money on shipping and handling too. But otherwise, you can just send people the link. They could go online and order, and you don't really have to do much. Once they order it, it's shipped right to their house.
If I could emphasize like timing, because we leave in almost a month. So to get all the forms together, to kind of collect all payments and to kind of like set up the groups and all that stuff, Nature's Classroom wants this stuff, I think like 2 weeks ahead of time. So we kind of have to kind of move a little bit. So if you are interested in going, if you could really get those permission slips, to us as soon as possible, like this week, it would be fantastic. So we could kind of get the ball rolling because, it's an uphill battle to kind of put everybody in the groupings and everything like that. So that would be really, just want to like kind of really put that in, like, echo that really importantly, that we get this back as soon as possible, whether electronically or the paper green copy that you guys got, like here. Okay.
Right. And if you are going to need a payment plan or financial aid, please put your deposit down so then we can start planning for your financial aid. There will be another fundraiser at Garden Catering, but that'll just go into the general financial aid fund. That won't go directly to you like the popcorn one will. So Ms. Coolin asked a question. If you put your deposit down before popcorn sales, can you get that money back if you sell enough? I'm not sure exactly about that, but we can look into that. If someone does sell $700 worth of popcorn, most definitely we will look into that. And there's also going to be a prize, a raffle, for students that sell the most popcorn. So keep that in mind as well. We're going to give you $25 off if you don't hit the $700, but we will give you $25 off of your trip for the person that sells the most.
Yeah, I'm reading a question here about do we get to pick who we bunk with? That's a really good question. So we do try to give you at least one person that you were in your request form that you can bunk with. We can't give you probably every single person. Usually it's 4 to a bunk. So we can guarantee at least one, but there's a lot of different people, a lot of different variables. So we do the best we can with that. So that's the answer. Once we know who's going, we can kind of fill out the bunks and the field groups and that kind of thing. But we need to have that list first. So that's the answer to that.
Amanda Labadia's homeroom asked, what do you do if you don't go on a trip? So for students that don't go on the trip, you will come to school as regular. You will follow a regular schedule. We will have a local trip planned for probably that Thursday or Friday. Locally, that will be science-based. Usually in the past, we've gone to Cranberry Park and done an activity there. I'm not sure if we'll do that or somewhere else, but there will be some type of local trip for the students that do not go. Yes.
I have a question from my homeroom saying, are you allowed to talk quietly with the people in your cabin after the lights go out? And the answer is yes, but you're going to want to remember to be respectful of your bunkmates and of your neighboring bunkmates, because everybody's going to be really tired. So you don't want to be yapping while people are trying to sleep.
Yeah, the showers is, and I heard some people ask about showers. Showers are way, you really don't. We do have a time limit. It really is up to the, to the people in your cabin to dictate how long the shower is. Ms. Devani had a great answer to that. Usually there is a time limit. So just to kind of, we have 20 people or so per cabin, so we got to move pretty quick. We're pretty. It's like 5 minutes or so, which should be more than enough time for people to kind of get in and get out and get on. So. There's I think 4 or 5 showers in a room. So it's and they're private. They're not out in the open. So there's a curtain, you have your privacy, and then, so it's not like you're on the open too.
We have about 4 minutes left. So I just wanted to see if there was any other questions. We had some about clothing. Please dress warm. As you guys see right now in September, it's really cold here in the morning. You want to dress in layers and be prepared for warm clothes and actual rain gear too, in case it does rain. You do need probably rain boots or a raincoat. Can you bring cameras?
Disposable cameras are permitted. Yeah, disposable cameras. You can get a disposable camera. Yeah.
Any other final questions?
I have a couple questions from Mr. Alcantara's homeroom. How do chaperones work?
So chaperones work. I sent out a Google form yesterday in an email asking for availability for chaperones. So if you haven't filled out that Google form, please do so. Even if you can't chaperone, there is another question. And then if parents would like to chaperone, please have them reach out to me, because we will need various chaperones for both nights that we are there.
I have another question. How did they wake us up in the morning? Mr. Wojtek, how did you wake your kids up?
In as nice a way as possible. Usually people were pretty good about waking up. It was like a knock on the door and, you know, kind of just like, all right, we got to get moving, kind of give you a little time to get yourself together. There's no perfect answer to that, but yeah, that was kind of the way we did it. Yeah.
This will probably be my first year going. So the girls might be lucky and I might sing them a little good morning song.
There you
Who
go.
knows?
Adorable.
Okay, can I call home if I need to? I'm going to direct that questions to the two male teachers right here.
Yeah, I could feel that one. So yeah, I mean, really, if they're, you know, we understand we can be in contact with home and you know, they'll have our information, and obviously we'll have parent guardian information, and we can you know talk, you know, relay any messages and things like that. It is supposed to be kind of an experience where you're not, I know you're going to get homesick, but it's 3 nights, you know, it's supposed to be a time where you're kind of away. But obviously if there's, you know, we get to relay messages or you know, kind of vice versa kind of thing. So yes, that's a possibility.
Okay. Any final questions from anyone? Like I said, I'm looking forward to this. Please get your permission slips in as soon as possible with your, even if it's just your $50 deposit, so we can start planning accordingly and planning the groups. So because it is a lot of work on our part. So we just want to make sure that everyone is happy and everything is organized and ready to go. Okay, I think that leaves us to getting ready to.
Yeah, there's one last question I think, which is about towels. Yeah, on the white packet that we gave you, there's a whole list of things you should bring, and towels are one of them. Yes, so you're gonna want to make sure you bring a towel. We don't provide really towels, so that's important. So just look through that list. You know, it talks about all the toiletries you might need. So that it is quite a bit of packing, but you know, it's 3 days, so just plan accordingly. But that white paper Mr. Fox is holding up, that's where you want to look at that. All the things we recommend you having packed. It's a good idea just to bring that and check it off. Like, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this kind of thing.
And teachers, if you have received any permission slips yet or money, please bring them to me right after Panther News right now. I will be in my office until about 9:05. So if you have any, please send them up to me. And that would be good. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. If your parents have any additional questions, feel free to email one of us and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Please come. It's a great trip. I know a lot of teachers are saying it. If you ask 8th graders or even anyone will say it's a really memorable experience. So please come, and please, you know, plan accordingly to come.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.